Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kelly Clark back again with another episode. I would like to start this off by saying Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. There's one thing I would like to talk about in today's episode, and I don't talk about this a lot. I'd like to talk about some of the difficulties of living in my home situation that I'm in. Um, I live in a house that's run by the Association of Community Living in Fort St. John. Um, you know, there's some things that I don't really like about it. For instance, there's a lot of things that I'm not allowed to do. I'm not allowed to drink, I'm not allowed to have people stay the night, um, and I think one of the hardest parts for me is knowing that I don't really have much of a say in where I live or really how I live or who I live with. Um, you know, um, there are some really difficult things about it, like, you know, um, for a while when I got put into this house, I thought it was a good place to live because it was a home share situation, and I actually had a say in things I was allowed to do, and now it's like there's more rules than there is freedom, and I find that really difficult sometimes. Um, for me, there's some days where I just want to cry because I can't take it anymore. I want the same freedoms as everybody else, you know, and I want a girlfriend or I want a spouse. And if I get a girlfriend or a spouse, I want her to be able to stay the night. Sorry, I was thirsty. Um, it would be nice to have a little bit more say in my life. Have a little bit more control in my life. I find a lot of disabled people, that's why we get depressed, is because of the lack of control in our lives, And before I moved into this house, I felt bad for my mom because my mom had to take care of me all on her own, She's in her 50s, and she's not getting any younger. And, I don't mean to make things hard on her or, the rest of my family. I didn't ask to be put in this situation. It was put upon me and I had no say in it whatsoever. But, back to the topic at hand. People don't understand how difficult things can get. Even some of the people closest to you can never fully understand what it's like. And there's so many things that I've found that people take for granted, like walking, running, stuff like that. And I used to get so jealous. I still get jealous, I mean, a lot of people have all this freedom that I'll never get to know what it feels like to have. I'll never get to know that feeling. And it hurts. It really hurts, because I didn't do anything wrong to deserve this. I wish I was able to live on my own and, do more things for myself instead of having people do them for me. Because in all honesty, there's really no dignity in it, in my opinion. There is absolutely no dignity in this at all. I mean, but I know I gotta make do with what I've got, even though I have no choice. There were these people I knew a long time ago that told me eventually my mom was gonna put me in a home and forget all about me. They told me she wasn't gonna be able to take care of me anymore. And it used to bug me, but now I've come to the realization that they're right, they're absolutely right. She wasn't gonna be able to take care of me forever. And it's not fair to her that I had to put her through that, But if you're one of those people in wheelchairs and you feel that way about yourself, just try not to let it get you down. You gotta think of the positive in it. You gotta think, your family loves you, they care about you, and yeah. I don't know, it took me a long time to feel okay with who I am and what I have to deal with. And I think the podcast has really helped me with that, and I hope it's helped other people as well. because it really has been helping me do this, doing this podcast. And I enjoy it. When my mom first put me in this house, I don't know, it was weird being in a strange place. Some days it still is weird, It definitely does not feel like home like it should. It sucks when your own house doesn't feel like home. It sucks when you feel trapped and you can't get out. That's how I feel a lot of the time, especially today and during any day in the winter. The winter is not fun for me at all. It's hard to deal with sometimes. It's really hard to accept and cope. Don't get me wrong, I love all the staff members who work here. I love every single one of them. But it's still very difficult for me to deal with on a daily basis. It's tough. And it gets, it makes me angry, frustrated, pissed off, pretty much every swear word in the book. But I cope as best I can. And, yeah. If there's any piece of advice that I can offer anybody today, it's this. Don't let life get you down. You attract what you think. And it's true. You definitely attract what you think. It took me a long time to learn that. And there's some days where I still have to learn it. There's days where I struggle. I don't want to keep going. But I just do it because I know it's the right thing to do. But anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoyed this segment, and I will see you next time. This is Kelly Clark signing off.